following is a Jackass Nation production. Subscribe to us on Podbean at jackassnation.podbean.com.
Man, this beat is tough. Coming to you from the K-Fave studio in Highland Park, Texas. He was born in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Raised by Wilson Fisk on the streets of Hell's Kitchen, New York, and did his studies in FABOLOUS Sin City, Las Vegas. He's straight out of Compton and brought to you in part by the Offshoots Network. He's pro wrestler, four-time MPX Tag Team Champion, writer, podcaster, bringing you his opinions on film, TV, professional wrestling, sports, and everyday life. He is the Jersey Jackass, B to the C. And you're listening to It Is What It Is with the Jackass. On tonight's show, San Diego Comic-Con 2017. And now, your host, the Jackass. Yo, 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 it is what it is. And what it is what it is with the Jackass. This is your host, the one, the only, the Jersey Jackass, your boy, B to the C. I am home, I am tired, I am back. San Diego Comic-Con 2017 is a wrap. And man alive, am I tired as hell. I did sleep for like 13 hours the day I got back straight. I was so damn tired, but I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys followed all the coverage on my Twitter, which you guys know is @RealJackassBC. It's RealJackassBC. Use the hashtag IiWiIJA to join the conversation, as well as if you're still talking about San Diego Comic-Con, hashtag SDCCBC. I think next year we're going to start putting a date on there. Either way, but that's not important. But what is important is that we are home. And it was an absolute blast, guys. We're going to talk all about it today. We're going to talk about all the news that came out, all the trailers, all the panels that I got to go into, and all the fun that I learned. I learned a lot this year. I learned that I don't have to sleep in line to get into Hall H because I'm special, and I can just walk up to the press door and walk right in. That was nice to learn. A little late, but I did learn it in time enough to get into Hall H on Saturday. So that was really big. Also, I learned to have a lot of fun and drink a lot. We got really drunk. I had a blast with Zach. Zach, who will be on SCNS Live tonight, where we will be breaking down everything from San Diego Comic-Con. So make sure you guys are there to check that out. You're all going to want to hear it. And we're going to get into it today. We're going to get into the parties. We're going to get into the panels and all that on this episode. But first, we got to talk about all of the great things that went down. Actually, you know what? First, let me apologize about last week's episode, which if you guys listen to, it seems a little off-centered or offbeat. Because what happened was I took the cords out there that I needed to record. I did. I had them with me. I brought them home. They're still with me. Everything is fine with the cords and the hookups. Unfortunately, I spent all day Wednesday. We were recording the podcast. I had the microphone with me, and we just walking around. It's just clips of us recording around town, around San Diego, the things we were seeing, the trip out there, all that, what we were excited about. Then we got really drunk, and at some point, I lost the recorder. So when I got home that night to edit and put together the video or the podcast, I did not have the recorder anymore. It was gone. So what y'all got was the intro, the outro, and commercials in the middle. So I do apologize for that, guys. That was all my fault. I totally messed that one up. $60 portable recorder gone. So that really sucks. I'm really disappointed. Maybe I'm going to have to get another one, but I'm telling you, one of these days I'm going to figure out how to do recording on the go. I will find a way to make it work. Who knows? But going down this weekend, we have MPX All Eyes on Us. No, Tupac will not be in the house. You will not be seeing his, his hologram. But Metroplex Wrestling will be in the house. It is 510 Harwood Road, Bedford, Texas, 76021. Doors open at 7:30. Show will run to about 10 or 10:30. This is another event. It is this Saturday night. You do not want to miss. I am once again not involved in the show. But the guy who did beat me last time I was, Prince Canoe, is All Eyes on Us this Saturday night, and there's unfinished business between Paul Titan and Prince Canoe, and it will be settled this Saturday one-on-one, as they took each other on last week, and now it will be a rematch to figure out who it is that can get the W there. Also, we have a rookie dream match. Chandler Hopkins is taking on the Tommy Becker. It has been signed for this weekend. Chandler has a lot of work to do if he wants to have to be the top rookie of the year, because the Tommy Becker has a huge lead over everyone. Who will come out on top in this first time ever matchup? The Tommy Becker is still unpinned and unsubmitted. We have a triple threat women's match. Bay-BEEE versus Alley Cat versus DTF's Machiko. I think this is the first time the Machiko and Alley Cat will be facing each other in the ring, but they are both familiar with the one, the only Miss Bay-BEEE. It took months of planning and back and forth negotiations, but MPX GM Nigel Rabbit has signed the match for MPX Championship. DTF, my MPX Championship. DTF taking on the Aero Club this Saturday night. As well as All Eyes on Me this Saturday, we will see Mike Fresca taking on one of the Hateful Eight match members, friend of the show, the Kingsman, Michael Schaefer. Can Schaefer get a win and keep his momentum going as he tries to reclaim the Prospect title? Or will Fresca, hungry to prove he belongs in MPX, pull off what to be considered a pretty big upset? You have to be there Saturday night to find out. The final spot in the Hateful Eight match is up for grabs this Saturday when Luther Black returns to MPX to take on Randy Wayne. Will the Blacknificent make his way into the Prospect title match, or will the Outlaw finally punch a ticket to be part of Purple Rain on August 5th? Then in our main event, All Eyes on Us, we'll see Jordan Lennox make his MPX debut as he faces off against the MPX champion, Kenny Steele, for the first time anywhere. And the championship will be on the line. We told you the general manager, Nigel Rabbit, is very pleased with bringing in Jordan and wanted his first match to be epic. The winner of this match will defend the championship again on August 5th at the anniversary show, Purple Rain. So, do not miss out on MPX this weekend. It's going down Saturday night. This is going to be a great show. You do not want to miss it. Definitely one that you're going to want to see. All right, guys, I just want to let y'all know that, from the Saturday morning cartoons that taught us everything we need to know to the modern classics that teach us what not to do, July's Loot Crate celebrates animation with an exclusive Rick and Morty item that will rickety wreck the censor bar, plus awesome gear from Bob's Burgers, Futurama, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Loot Crate is a monthly subscription box service which provides boxes of geek and gaming related merchandise, and as always includes a monthly t-shirt and pin. And right now you can get a discount on your box of loot by going to lootcrate.com/SCNS Live or putting in the promo code SCNS Live at checkout. You do not want to miss out on all this cool stuff. Go to youtube.com/SCNS Live and check out all the different unboxing videos that we have up. You can see all the cool stuff that you could be getting with Loot Crate right then and there. You do not want to miss out on this, guys. I'm telling you right now. Go to lootcrate.com/SCNS Live or check the link in the description of this video below, or put in the promo code SCNS Live to get your discount on your first box of loot. Start getting it today. All right, guys, so we had a whole bunch of really cool things, some San Diego Comic-Con exclusives that we are going to be giving away right here on It Is What It Is next week. First thing up is and you can see all these things on my Instagram. They are up now, so go and check that out. You can see what you're going to be getting. The first thing up is a special San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Thor Ragnarok poster. This thing is really freaking cool. All you have to do to win this poster is go follow me on Snapchat, which you can do on @RealJackassBC. That's RealJackassBC, and post a video to your story after you followed me. Of course, follow me. Post a snap to your story about why you want the Thor Ragnarok poster. I will pick one random winner next week and give that away. Also, the Black Panther, a brand new Black Panther poster, which is another San Diego Comic-Con special. What you have to do is subscribe to youtube.com/SCNS live. Go there, subscribe to the channel, and share tonight's episode as soon as it goes live. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, and tag me in it. If you tag me on Twitter, it's @RealJackassBC. If you tag me on Facebook, it is Ben Campbell. So go and share that video if you want to win the Black Panther poster. And finally, we have a Kingsman shirt and spinner. And to win that, all you have to do is retweet the pinned tweet on my Twitter. It is a video that is promoting Johnny LaQuasto's comedy album. So go and retweet that right now. And you can be entered to win the Kingsman t-shirt and fidget spinner. So get ready for those awesome giveaways. All right, guys, we're going to take our first commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk some San Diego Comic-Con.
Hi, my name is Dr. Jordan Hart, and I am the owner and sole doctor at Athletic Edge Chiropractic. And at Athletic Edge, we offer a variety of services to help you basically be the best that you can be. So we are a chiropractic office. We offer full chiropractic services, including extremity work, as well as a variety of soft tissue techniques and deep tissue laser therapy. So if you're in need of some body work, give me a call, 214-883-9550. My email is drhartdfw@gmail.com.
All right, so with Comic-Con comes brand new trailers, and those are freaking awesome. We got a lot. We're going to start brand new trailers, brand new news, a whole bunch of things to go through. We are going to start a little bit with the CW shows. We got a small look at Black Panther. From what I can tell, I was not in Ballroom 20 for it, but from what I can tell, it's really more of a look of the CW on a whole. There was a little bit of focus on the Black Lightning there, so that was all right. That was pretty cool, but we didn't get a full trailer for it that I could see because I was not in Ballroom 20. I tried to go ahead and find it online. I could not find anything except for one for the CW. So, but other than that, we did get brand new trailers for season 4 of Arrow, or the next season of Arrow, the next season of Flash, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow, and they all looked absolutely incredible. Oddly enough, I think that the Supergirl trailer looked the best. It was the one that had me most excited for the next season. I'm excited to see where Supergirl goes with this because she's now saying that being Kara was a problem and she shouldn't have been Kara. So she is going to just be Supergirl now, and that's interesting to see. Where does that leave us with Kara? Where does that leave us going forward with the character and whatnot? We see a lot of imagery. We didn't get much of a feel of who the villain is exactly going to be, but it was still pretty damn cool to see. The Flash one was one I really liked as well. I like that we are going to have a little bit without Barry. I can honestly tell you that it would be really cool if they literally go at least an episode, maybe 2, without Barry in it at all. That would be a really strong choice, really bold, and I think it could really play out well, and I think it would be pretty damn awesome. But I don't think they will do that. I bet we will get Barry in the first episode somehow. We'll get him back already, which is slightly disappointing to me. I would really love... It's kind of like when they killed off Stephen Amell in the winter finale of that one season of Arrow. But I was like, man, It would be so cool if y'all just went a couple episodes with have him just being dead, but they brought him back pretty damn quickly, so that was that. But that's why I think that they will bring Flash in fairly quickly. The trailer for Legends of Tomorrow looked just as fun as every season has been. I'm really excited to see where these characters go and what we have to look forward to. Looks like we've got a lot to go back in time and fix. A lot of Wild Wild West going, which is always a fun era to visit. The New Age with the dinosaurs, what's going to happen there. Very excited to see who the villain is. There was no hint at what our villain would be. Maybe there is no central villain and we're just going randomly through time, which I think would be a lot of fun to do. We don't need a central villain. We could just have one-off episodes without an actual story arc. I think if we were to do that, this would be the show to do that on. So, Arrow looked pretty cool. Really excited to see it. Cannot wait for where we go. We know that everyone's mad. Like, we already showed us that everyone survived. You know everyone's going to survive that. They all got under the tunnels with Deathstroke something. And we also now know that the flashbacks will involve Deathstroke. And we'll get to see him and how he truly became who he is. So that's really interesting to see that we're finally at a point that we're not going to get the Arrow flashbacks anymore, which is fine. They kind of stopped fitting in as much as they did. So, sticking with the DC television, Gotham. Y'all know how I am about Gotham, off and on. They make me excited and they really piss me off. But I really did love this Gotham trailer. I cannot wait for this new season. I'm really excited, and I know it's going to piss me off as it always does. But as of right now, if you ask me, just going on the season 4 trailer, I'm excited. Plus, we're getting the Scarecrow back, and I love the Scarecrow. He is one of my all-time favorite villains. So, definitely excited to see that. Sticking with television, I went to the panel for Fox's The Gifted, and good Lord, let me tell you how exciting that series looks. It is probably my most anticipated series of the upcoming fall season. I'm really excited. They started off by showing us a lot of footage from it, including it was an opening, and maybe an opening or whatnot, but it opens up with footage of Jamie Chung's character, Blink, running from the cops, and she's having a very difficult time. Finally gets to a point where she can open up one of her portals and jump through. She has a difficult time doing it, but she does jump through and get away. Meanwhile, somewhere else, she gets found by this band of rebel mutants, Polaris, Thunderhawk, and what was the other guy's name? Polaris, Eclipse. And they tell her that they are mutants too, and they want to protect her, and they take her on the run with them. During their escape, Eclipse gets shot, which pisses off Polaris. Thunderhawk, whatever his name was, tries to gets Eclipse out of there, but Polaris gets captured. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Mr. Strucker and his wife are talking to his children's parents, or his children's principal, about how their son is being bullied at school. Strucker, the male lead, I'm forgetting it, Stephen Moyer, I think it is, gets a call, and he has to go to work. So he rushes off you find out that he is prosecuting mutants, and now he has Polaris in a jail cell, and he's talking to her and telling her how he's going to have to put her away and all this. Back home, we find out that his children, played by Natalie Allen Lynn and another young gentleman, are both mutants, and they go to a school dance, and all hell breaks loose. And now we see that this family has to go on a run, and they meet up with this band of rebel mutants to try and survive. So it is probably the series that, once again, I said I am most excited for and most looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. So that is very, very exciting to me. Next up, the Defenders dropped a brand new trailer, but not only that, they played the very first episode of the Defenders. Now, unfortunately, I was not in the panel for this because I had not learned that I can go in there yet. So I did not get a chance to see the episode. I did watch the trailer later after the fact online, and it was once again an amazing trailer, and I'm so excited for the Defenders. I'm about to start my rewatch right now, starting with Daredevil and going all the way through so I can catch up to the Defenders. Trailer looked absolutely awesome. It was a lot of fun, and there's a lot of great buzz coming out after the episode hit, so everyone really seemed to like it. That's really cool. Next up, I went to the Fox panel, or what was going to be the Fox panel, expecting a bunch of news about the X-Men. And this is, again, before I found a way into Hall H. I actually had to go out and wait in line. I got into the Hall H, only to find out that it is no longer a Fox panel, but the Kingsman, the Golden Circle panel. So that was disappointing. However, the panel itself was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. The footage they showed was great. This is going to be an amazing movie. It's going to be just as good as the first one. We got a brand new scene that they showed of Eggsy having to fight old Kingsman applicant that failed in the first one named Charlie. You guys will remember him. He was kind of the douchebag that was always really mean to Eggsy. And then you had the most amazing car chase I've ever seen with them fighting in the car. It was incredibly epic. We also got to see the first meeting of Eggsy and Channing Tatum's character. Eggsy and Merlin are trying to figure out what's going on at this distillery. Turns out that that it's the home of the Statesman, and Channing Tatum shows up and whoops both their asses. It's incredible. And finally, we get some footage of Julianne Moore's Poppy, and she's our villain, and she is way over the top and incredibly crazy. It works very well in all aspects of it. So you get really excited to see this, and she one of her employees, I guess you could say, is bringing in a new guy. So she's interviewing the new guy with her employee there, and then she tells the new guy, well, my employee, my buddy here who brought you in here, well, he messed up really bad. So I'm going to need you to put him in the meat grinder. And so she turns it on, and this guy shoves this dude into a freaking meat grinder. She sends him to get the Poppy makeover. They take off his fingerprints and they change his dental records, and they put this golden circle melted into him. After all this, she comes back and she has made a burger out of that guy, and this dude has to eat the burger. It was insane. This is a crazy villain. Oh god, dude, it's gonna be absolutely epic. Alright, on to the big stuff in Hall H. Well, before we get to the bigs, we're going to go to Stranger Things, which was the amazing panel. This cast looks so fun to just hang out with. Patton Oswalt. By this time, I had found my way into Hall H, so that was really cool. And this panel, all the kids seem like they're having so much fun, and the cast just works so well together. Patton Oswalt was the moderator, and he was incredible. We got a brand new trailer for Stranger Things Season 2, and as y'all know, I just binged the first season of Stranger Things, and I absolutely loved it. It was incredible. It was like the Goonies meets monsters or aliens or something like that. And man alive, was it fun. And the season 2 looks like it's going to be just as much fun. Trailer looked absolutely dope. We see that Will is slipping in and out between the Upside Down and the real world. And Eleven is making her way back. And yeah, hell yes. They had opening questions, and Barb was actually, the actress that played Barb was the first person to stand up and ask questions. That worked really well. The audience loved it. So much fun. Looks like Barb will not be in Season 2, but there will be justice for Barb. Alright, time for the heavy hitters. Warner Brothers comes out first and hits us with Ready Player One. And well, first off, the Warner Brothers panel was an event. It was absolutely epic. It was insane on all four fronts. Being in Hall H was an absolute experience. And man, was it a cool one. So we start out with Ready Player One, and it looks so much fun, man. You get glimpses of the DeLorean, you get Iron Giant, Freddy's in it. Holy crap, dude, this thing is gonna be epic. I didn't know much about it, and then looking at the footage they showed us in the trailer, good lord, does it look freaking cool. I cannot wait to see this film. Steven Spielberg was there. I was right next to him. He was Steven Spielberg, man. There's not much you can say. He was freaking amazing. the cast of Blade Runner comes out, and they show a brand new trailer for that and a little bit of footage for that. And it was a really cool panel. The coolest thing about it was grumpy Harrison Ford is just the greatest thing ever. You know he doesn't want to be there, but he's going to be there anyway. And a fan asked him, gets up, the best question of the night, goes, Mr. Ford, is it your life's goal to reboot or restart every successful franchise that you've been in? And he gets on the mic and goes, yeah, goddamn right it is. Because he's Harrison freaking Ford. This guy is just one of the best people on the planet. I don't think he's ever going to die. He's just the strongest man alive. So, DC hits us, man, and man, was it amazing. So they come out here swinging with the opening panel showing all their movies that are coming out. They got Shazam, Wonder Woman 2, Suicide Squad 2, the Green Lantern Corps, the Batman. What else did they drop? Batgirl, Justice League Dark, and Aquaman, and then they come up with Flashpoint. So we know that Flash is not just Flash, but it is Flashpoint, which is going to be pretty cool. I think that's going to be the way that they get rid of Ben Affleck. Out comes Aquaman through the crowd. He is an absolute rock star. They show a little bit of Aquaman, not footage, but a little bit that James Wan comes on and says, hey, I don't have anything real for you yet, but I have something I made just for you guys. Has these two old dudes fishing, right? And all of a sudden, one of the old dudes catches something. He's like, oh, we got something. It's a little big. And it starts pulling their boat. And they're almost getting pulled under, so he has to drop the line, and it goes under. All of a sudden, they look under the water, and there's just this big, massive army of underwater creatures and vehicles and all sorts of things. Dude, if Aquaman is anything like this, it's going to be insane. So they bring out the rest of the Justice League. Batman, played by Ben Affleck. The Flash, played by Ezra Miller. Cyborg, played by Ray Fisher. And Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot. And it was such a cool panel. Everyone seemed really good. Ben Affleck seemed to confirm that he was still the Batman, but he didn't really deny that he will be leaving soon. And I have connections, so this is a little bit of a breaking story here. Connections that say that Ben Affleck is going to be out soon, and that is I can't say who because it's a friend of mine that I was hanging out with while I was down in San Diego, and he has sources close to him, and they say that Ben Affleck is on his way out. You will not, and he's not going to be it anymore. He's going through a lot of things. He wants to get his wife back, and he just doesn't want to work out to be Batman. So we might be losing Ben Affleck. I think we will at least get him through Matt Reeves' The Batman, and I think either that or Flashpoint will give us a way to have a new Batman going forward. So, but it is what it is, guys. The Justice League trailer hit. It's so badass. If you guys have not seen this trailer, go see it. You get to see Aquaman surfing a parademon all the way through a building. He just jumps off at the bottom and kind of shakes his hair like a California dude. It's absolutely incredible. I think the moment that stole it from me was definitely when the Justice League are talking to Commissioner Gordon, and Gordon's like, well, how many are you? And Batman goes, not enough. And Gordon's looking up in the sky. He looks back and goes, and everyone's gone except for the Flash. And Flash is just like, oh man, they just disappear. They're just out of here. Man, that was rude. And then he just runs away. I think Flash is really going to be a great, like the great comedic lead here. A little kid gets up to ask an audience question and goes, look, I'm a real fan of your movies. I love you all so much. But I noticed that Superman's not up there. Is he going to be in the Justice League? Or where is he? And Jason Momoa, who has no chill whatsoever, gets up and goes, hey, kid, I don't know if your parents let you watch the last movie, but Superman's dead. Like, it was the most insane moment. Like the audience erupted. Gal Gadot immediately goes into mother mode and takes care of it. He's like, look, kid, if sweetie, if you love Superman, if you're a fan of Superman, then you're going to love our Justice League movie. So more confirmation that Superman will be there. In the trailer, we get that line from Steppenwolf that says, it goes, what does he say there? He says, you have no protection on this planet. No lanterns. No Kryptonians. That's really interesting that they threw in that no lanterns line. Does that mean the Green Lanterns are going to show up? Is that who Alfred is talking to at the end? Is he talking to a lantern, or is he talking to Superman? We'll have to wait and see. I tend to say that he's talking to Superman because of the red pixels at the bottom of the screen. I think that it is Supes. It was the best trailer they could have dropped. I am not going to watch any more Justice League trailers because that trailer didn't show us Superman but hinted at Superman. So, I don't want to see Superman till I see this film. No more trailers for me. Well, the main event of the night was the Marvel panel. Out they came. Kevin Feige came out to introduce. Well, actually, it opens up with a kind of like a sizzle reel of Paul Rudd, who you guys know who plays Ant-Man, and Michael Pena, who plays his buddy, who's also in the film Ant-Man, will be in Ant-Man 2. And they're trying to, the camera's looking right on them, they're sitting at a table, and they're trying to explain the Marvel Cinematic Universe to all of us. They're sitting there, they're talking about it, it's going all through it. And so what we get is this real big, they're like, oh, Iron Man did this, and then out came Samuel L. Jackson, and there was the Incredible Hulk. I never really saw that movie. And Iron Man 3 blew up all of his suits, and Thor came down to Earth, and there were the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they had to save the galaxy, and blah, blah, blah. And he goes all the way through all the films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's about a 2.5-3 minute video of them just explaining the Marvel Cinematic Universe to where they finally end, and they go, okay, so that brings us up to date. So what do you think? Do you want to be Janet Van Dyne? And then they pan over and they're talking to Michelle Pfeiffer. That's right, Catwoman herself. She says, well, guys, it sounds a little bit like a sausage fest. And they're like, well, you're not wrong there. And up walks Evangeline Lilly, and she's like, don't worry, just stick with me, you'll be fine. And they kind of walk off together, and Michelle Pfeiffer makes a funny remark about having to pee and learning how to do it in the Catwoman suit and everything. So, needless to say, it was hilarious. It was great. It was an awesome look at the Ant-Man and the Wasp. We got some concept art of Michael Douglas in the Ant-Man suit. Got some concept art of the Wasp and everything coming forward. And Walter Goggins will be our villain of the film. I don't know who he's going to be playing, but he will be playing the villain, so that's really exciting. Next out is the Black Panther panel. This panel, these guys look so much like they're having a lot of fun together. They really work. The chemistry is great between them. We get a really awesome scene of them trying to catch Claw in a casino, and the Dora Milaje, who are Black Panthers, basically his bodyguards, are getting sick of this undercover work, and so they just start attacking everybody, and the action sequence breaks down, and Claw and Panther get, cornered one-on-one. Claw's out of bullets, so he's almost like, okay, well, I give up. And you see his fake hand start to open up, and a giant gun comes out of it. We cut into the brand new trailer. This looks oh so stunning. I don't believe they've released it online. I think it was just for the audience there. But guys, I'm telling you, this is going to be something special. Black Panther is going to be an incredible film. Next, we bring out the Thor panel, and good lord, did they have some fun times out there as well. We got some great scenes of Thor being introduced to the Grandmaster. He's hooked into this chair, and he's kind of going through this tunnel that's explaining who the Grandmaster is. And it's very Willy Wonka-esque. In fact, it even has the Willy Wonka theme music playing there. And then, he meets the Grandmaster. The Grandmaster's buying him from Tessa Thompson. He gets thrown into this room, meets this rock monster thing person. Find out, okay, he's going to go into this battle. He's going to face the champion. And last person to face the champion was Doug. And Doug got his ass kicked. So as Thor walks off saying he's going to face the champion, the rock creature goes, oh, all right then, new Doug. See you later. And then we get the brand new trailer, which you guys can watch online. It's absolutely epic. I still don't know exactly how I feel about Hulk being able to talk. Y'all know I don't like intelligent Hulk. I like mindless Hulk. But I do like the fact that he has been the Hulk for 4 years. Ever since Age of Ultron, he has been the Hulk. He has not switched back in the Banner. He does not want to be Banner. He wants to only be Hulk. And that's really cool. We got a lot of cool moments in the trailer. A lot of fun things. We're putting together Team Thor. It's going to be absolutely epic. We get a little bit of news on Captain Marvel. We find out that the Skrulls will in fact be the villains, and it takes place in the 90s before Iron Man. Samuel Jackson will be playing Nick Fury in there, and he will have both of his eyes. So that's I don't know how I feel about it. I prefer eye patch Nick Fury, but you got to do what you got to do. So, and interesting, the Skrulls is interesting because then you come back and you say, well, that means that some of our heroes might not actually be who they say they are. They might be Skrulls. We don't know. We can have people anywhere that are actually Skrulls and not the actual heroes that we know. So that is very, very interesting, and where they're going to go from that. And finally, we get footage of Infinity War. We got that same footage they showed at D23. It's epic in all scale. We see it opens up with Thor kind of smacking on the windshield of the Guardians as they're going through some wreckage, and it looks like Thor's seen better days, but he looks a little bit like he did in the Ragnarok footage. So it leads me to think that Thor Ragnarok is not going to end good, despite the marketing, despite all the hype and how fun it looks. I think it's really going to end very Empire Strike Back-ish, and it's going to leave Thor in a bad place. Which is where we find him in Infinity War. So Thanos pulls a moon and starts to throw it. We get a scene of Doctor Strange putting up his little magic step things, and Peter Quill is just jumping back and forth. It's going to be insane to see this. I'm so excited for it. But the question of the day is, who won Comic-Con? Was it DC Movie News, or was it the DC movies, or was it the Marvel films? They both had incredible panels, absolutely so much fun to watch. But who actually won? I put up a poll on my profile, and according to you, the viewers, I won Comic-Con, which is absolutely true, which we will go into right after the commercial break. But next to me, I won with 50%. Next to me is the DCEU with 40%, and Marvel at only 10% of the vote. So, you guys thought DC won. I'm going to say, DC did win. Why Marvel had a better overall package, I think the DC movie trailer, or the Justice League trailer, has really given us a lot of hope for the DC films, which is something that we truly have needed for quite some time. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes, DC definitely won Comic-Con. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? Use the hashtag IiWiIJA, or you could continue to use the hashtag SDCCBC since we're still talking about SDCC. So let me know on Twitter. Let me know what you guys think. Who actually won? I'm going to agree with the poll and say that I won. And that's how we're going to go there. We're going to go into that here in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Jason the X for SCNS Live. Make sure you check us out on youtube.com/SCNS Live. Every Thursday night, we got a live show for you guys. Please like the channel and subscribe to it for all your news, reviews, editorials, and more. We are powered by Cinelinks.com. And as always, keep on nerding.
Hey Jackass Nation fans, this is Trey from The Offshoots. If you can, please go subscribe to The Offshoots Network, where you'll be able to pick up shows like the one you are currently listening to. Plus you'll get The Offshoots, The Nigel Rabbit Show, Bootleg Radio, The Lucha Lounge with Steve DeMarco, Talking Smack with Christopher Hayden, and so much more coming down the pike. As we grow, we want you to grow with us. Please go subscribe.
Alright, so Comic-Con is not just about the actual event and the panels. There's so much more going on, including incredible parties and meetups and gatherings and getting together of all the nerds. And boy, did we get together. We went to a lot of really fun parties, one of which was the Funimation party, which if you go on my Facebook or my Twitter, you can see a video that Rob made of me and Zach drunk as hell having a good time at the Funimation party. Thanks to Danny Fernandez and everyone over there at Funimation, as well as Mark Ellis for hooking us up with a bunch of drinks and all that. It was a lot of fun. We also had a blast at the Screen Junkie Central party. You can see my interview with Andy Signor up on the SCNS page right now. Screen Junkies was a lot of fun, man. We had an absolute blast. Kat Jones and Jay Washington and Tom Dagnino definitely got us a lot of free drinks, so shout out to all of y'all who hooked us up in there. Elijah Wood was the DJ. That was absolutely cool. Now, I spent a lot of Comic-Con, working and grinding and trying to cover any and everything I can, but I also spent a lot of time networking, and I met a lot of people that really helped me out, guys. Y'all know that I am trying my hardest to continue to grow, to continue to get better, to continue to bring y'all the best content that I can, and do any and everything that I can to continue to grow the brand of the Jackass Nation so that we can one day be more recognized on a global scale, national scale, whatever it is that we can be recognized on. And I made a lot of connections this weekend, a lot of good connections. Made a lot of new friends. Jay Washington, who I have had the pleasure of having a few conversations with, we really had a good time hanging out this weekend, and I'm happy to call him a friend. He is a semi-retired professional wrestler. He's a current comedian and actor, and one hell of a good guy. So shout out to him. Hung out with a lot of the schmoes and a lot of the screen junkies. Good time hanging out with Mark Ellis and everyone else out there. So when we say, did the Jackass win Comic-Con, I say yes, I did, because we are building to a grander, better future for the Jackass Nation brand. And a rising tide raises all ships. So the higher the Jackass grows, the higher SCNS grows, the higher Cinelinx grows, and vice versa. The better SCNS gets, the better I get. The better Cinelinx gets, the better I get. So we are raising all the ships. We are raising the tide, and we are doing everything. We are lifting the bar, so to say. So it really was an incredible experience, and I'm so happy with everything we did out there. Hanging out with Jay and Johnny and definitely and Roxy. Oh my! Shout out to Roxy Stryer, who taught me how to get into Hall H again. So that was really cool to see. So I'm so happy that I had her explain to me exactly what I needed to do. So Roxy she is an absolute doll. I love that girl to death. Adam Wilhelm, it was good to meet him. And Kat Jones, who is the president of communications at Defy Media, she was the sweetest lady I've ever met as well. And she's definitely going to be a good person to know. I know Zach made some good connections out there, hooking up with Chris Stuckman and whatnot. I really wish Jeremy Johns had been there. I would have loved to really talk to him, or maybe even a little more from John Campia. But Campia was not out there hanging out that much, so I didn't get much into him. Dennis Zhang, shout out to him. Hector Navarro, who I just met for the first time this weekend, and I was honored to meet him. I gave him my card, and I was like, hey man, I know we're at a party and this is not the best time to do this, but here's my card. I really want to maybe try and work along with you someday. So, and he was really nice. He's like, no man, this is a perfect time. Thanks for doing that, all that stuff. So hopefully something comes about it. Hopefully, we can continue to keep growing not only the Jackass Nation, but the Cinelinx brand as well as SCNS. So the parties were absolutely incredible. We had so much fun hanging out everywhere we went. We got a lot of great food out there. We hit the beach and had an absolute blast. The beach was really fun. We went out on Sunday and went boogie boarding out there in Mission Beach. Mission Beach was an absolute blast and a dream, and I miss the beach so much. The water was a little bit cold, but we had a good time out there. So jumping back to the, I know I'm kind of all over the place. I don't really have, I'm just so excited about everything we did out there. Jumping back to the Funimation party, we got in there thanks to some connection from Zach. We met some of the higher ups at Funimation who were some of the nicest people that I had ever met, and they had this big giant ice sculpture that we took shots from. And it was pretty effing amazing, man. It was great. Me and Mark Ellis took some shots of Patron, and good Lord, was that fun. Danny Fernandez, again, was the one to hook us up there and give us some really cool drink specials and whatnot. Oh, I got to go to Mark and John Roca's stand-up comedy, and it was John Roca's first time doing stand-up. And it wasn't great. It was definitely really rough around the edges, but he has something there. And I laughed at it. He definitely needs to tighten it up, and he was kind of talking a little fast, and he was kind of fumbling over a couple words, but he did a pretty good job. He probably needs to tone it down a little bit, especially for your first time out there. He started off with a blowjob joke, which was definitely a little weird to do, but respect to you. You went in hard, and you hung in there. Pun intended, I guess. But Roka was a lot of fun. The live Collider movie talk taping was a lot of fun. I got to ask a question. So if you caught the live Collider taping, you saw me talking to ask John Roka and Ken Knapsack about a possible Undertaker biopic. Since The Undertaker has now hung up the cape at 23-2 at WrestleMania, I asked if they thought it'd be a good idea to get an Undertaker, and I think it really would be. They didn't think so as much, and I didn't get to refute. Anyway, I didn't get to throw in my 2 cents of the situation. But I thought that because you can do it to where how the streak came about, and you kind of do it almost in a Steve Jobs type of way, where you're jumping to the major streak matches and milestones of The Undertaker's career there with the streak, with WrestleMania, and how that all worked out to be. I think it really could work. The problem in it would be finding someone to play The Undertaker, because The Undertaker is but an incredible, iconic pop culture figure. And he has a very, very distinct look. So finding someone to fit that role would definitely be very difficult to do. You could do it, but you'd have to really figure out how exactly to make it work properly. But either way, it could work. But it was fun to talk with John Roka about his comedy, about wrestling, and all that good stuff. It was also really good. Oh, you know what was really fun was the Collider Schmoes meetup that night, where I got to sit and talk with Mike Kalinowski for a good probably about 45 minutes, where we just talked Injustice. And that was absolutely fun, man, because y'all know how much I love Injustice, and I know that Mike is a huge Injustice fan as well, so it was really cool to sit down and just chat with him about Injustice, Injustice 2. It was so much fun. Mike Kalinowski was someone who I wanted to meet when I was on DC Movie News. Unfortunately, he could not be there, but it was really cool to get to talk to him about that and finally have a chance to really pick his brain about certain different things. And he really is a really intelligent guy, so it was so much fun doing that. But anyway, guys, so Comic-Con was an absolute blast. We finally wrapped up 2017. I think I made it out alive, guys. I don't think that I got the con crud. I think I actually survived without getting sick. We'll have to see if we survive the next week or so. If it's really past, make sure it doesn't sneak up a little late or something. But I did a really good job of drinking some vitamin C and Gatorade while I was out there. So mad respect to that, because I had to. I was a little bit worried about it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But anyway, all right, we're going to take our next commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to break down Game of Thrones.
The Jackass Nation podcast channel, with shows like It Is What It Is with the Jackass, Jackass Reviews, Go Home, Jackass 1, a Star Wars podcast, and many more. Check us out at jackassnation.podbean.com.
Alright, it is time for our Game of Thrones review for this week. So again, if you have not watched this week's episode, there's going to be a little bit of spoiler. Go ahead and fast forward about 3 or 4 minutes. It's not going to be very long, guys. It's going to be pretty damn quick because we are getting high up there on time. But Arya is heading north. I'm so excited to see, she runs into Hot Pie. Excuse me, guys. She runs into Hot Pie. And he tells her that Jon and Sansa are alive and Jon is the king of the north. And so she abandons her quest to head to King's Landing to kill the queen, and she decides to head north. I am so excited. I thought she was going to die there in the woods of hypothermia, but nope, she's perfectly fine. She runs into Nymeria, who she tries to get to go with her, but Nightmaria says, nah, you know what, last time I saw you, you was throwing rocks at me, you was telling me to get up out of here, so I'm just going to peace. But you know what, we're going to be cool, we ain't going to eat you, you're good right now. And I don't know what exactly, maybe that the meaning of that's not you is going with her now is not her now. You know, their paths are different now, and they have become different people or different dire wolves, whatever it is. So, anyway, the point is Arya's heading north, and I'm so excited. We're going to have a true reunion of the two best of Ned's kids, Jon and Arya, hopefully, because we know Jon is getting somewhere else, as we'll get to in a minute. Over in King's Landing, Cersei is lining up her forces against the outsiders, aligned with the Mad Queen, as she has put it. Everyone seems to be going along with her, maybe not in respect for her, but out of fear of her and what's going to happen if they do not agree with her. So that's really interesting. Jaime is the only one there who doesn't seem to really be on his sister's side. He's really just there because he kind of loves his sister. So that's kind of weird to see. But I think he's going to end up turning on her. But I'm not 100% on that. But anyway, jumping over to Dragonstone, Dany drills Varys about his loyalties, and it was a pretty dope scene. He's like, look, you've turned on a lot of people. How do I know you're not going to turn on me? And he pretty much points out that he came from nothing, and he represents the people. And as the people, they choose Dany, and that Dany is the strongest of them. And this was a really good scene because you get to learn that, look, everyone there believes in Dany, even when it moves over into the next scene where they are all sitting around the war table and you're learning everyone's motivations in this scene and why they are all stand behind Dany, but what they all want, whether they are, Elena motivated by revenge or the Dorne motivated by war and victory, or oh man, or what's her damn name? Greyjoy, the female Greyjoy, whatever, I forget her damn name, but why she wants to be there. But we all get there all ready to support Dany's claim to the throne. We get a little bit of an argument, not really an argument, but we get that there's almost a power struggle between Lady Olenna and Tyrion there over who is going to have the ear of Dany. As of right now, it's definitely Tyrion, and I want to stick that it will always be Tyrion. But Olenna, she's a tricky one. She really is. Melisandre shows up in Dragonstone. That chick, she just keeps jumping teams. She's just going back. She's like the LeBron James of Game of Thrones. She keeps jumping to whoever she thinks is going to win. And every time she jumps to somebody, they end up losing. So it kind of worries me. Is this a tell that maybe Dany is doomed to not win here? Because now that Melisandre has thrown her hat in Dany's way. So, but anyway, Melisandre does mention that the King of the North has gained some respect, and Tyrion finds out that it is Jon Snow who is the King of the North, and that he convinces Dany that they could use Jon Snow, and that Jon Snow is truly a noble person, and that he trusts Jon Snow. So, big ups right there. We are getting, finally, Jon Snow is on his way to Dragonstone, and he will be there next week. The much anticipated, this is what we've been waiting for all series, to get these two together. But that's not all we had there. Grey Worm, bruh. They've mapped out their plan. They know where they're going. They're sending the Greyjoys over one way. Grey Worm and the Unsullied are going to another way, and we're going to surround these fools, and then we're going to take the land. But before Grey Worm go, he got to get him some, bro, because damn. Natalie Emanuel is so damn fine. That chick is gorgeous, and we get some boobs in this episode, and they're effing incredible. He goes to town, he gives her the world. Boom. Way to go, Grey Worm. I'm proud of you, bro. You the man. So we have learned that they have a plan now. We have a plan of attack. But like I've been saying multiple times this week, everyone has a plan till they get hit in the mouth by Euron Greyjoy. Greyjoy comes in and just kills everybody in one of the coolest boat fights ever. The Sand Snakes are dead, which I think really sucks because they're made to be these like badass bitches, and they kind of went out like basic bitches. Like, it definitely sucked. I was really disappointed in that. And now Euron has Yara, and we see that, you know, Theon has one job, and that is to protect Yara. And what's he going to do? He's going to jump overboard. So, is this a little bitch move for Theon? Or is it a really smart move? Because if he were to have attacked, Euron probably would have killed her and then him. But by throwing himself off the boat, Euron thinks that he's done with Theon. Now Theon can come back in the shadows with more help and probably save Yara. Because we know nothing's going to happen. They're obviously taking Yara and what's-her-name from Dorne. They are the gifts to Cersei from Euron Greyjoy. So it'll be interesting to see. Next week, Jon finally meets Dany. He has left Sansa in charge, so she's obviously going to fuck shit up. Sorry for the F-bomb, but that's what Sansa does. She F's shit up because she's just freaking worthless. I hate that girl so much. She just screws everything up, and I know she's going to screw this up too. But even more importantly, Arya's going north. I cannot wait to see this reunion. Anyway, guys, that's our quick little Game of Thrones recap. I'm going to try to get Matt on a weekly basis. Maybe we can do a little bit of a quick or a longer review of Game of Thrones as the show goes on. So, all right, final commercial break, and we'll be right back with some box office predictions.
Cinelinx presents Channel Control, where Matt, BC, and I, Rob, get together and talk about TV news and give you our take on what's going on in TV land. We'll also take you channel surfing, where we talk about what shows we watched that week and what we've liked about it. Find out what shows have been renewed or canceled, or just find out what TV series has been released on DVD, Blu-ray that week. Channel Control is a weekly YouTube show, so head on over, subscribe, check out our videos, give us a like, turn on your notifications so you know when our new shows are up, and you can also follow us at Channel Control on Twitter. And now, back to BC.
All right, thank you, Rob. It is time for some box office predictions. We're not going to do any questions this time because we definitely I didn't put anything out to get any questions. I apologize. I was gone all week. I was in San Diego Comic-Con, so I didn't get that opportunity to do so. So we're just going to jump into box office predictions instead. So I was way off, guys. Like, I was insanely off. Like, so bad off. But what we had was Dunkirk. I predicted that War of the Planet of the Apes would stay in there at number 1. Valerian would come in at number 2. Spider-Man Homecoming at number 3. Girls Trip at number 4. And Dunkirk at number 5. But I was way the F off because Dunkirk came in number 1 with $50 million. It's a big opening weekend. Congrats to Dunkirk. Mad respect. While I am not a huge fan of the film, I'm happy that it did as well as it did. Number 2 is Girls Trip, which is also brand new, coming in at $31 million. It's big up for there. I don't know exactly what their budget was. Oh, the budget was $19 million, so they did a good job. That's mad respect. Big ups to them. So next up was Spider-Man Homecoming, dropping 49% to make $22 million. Not bad. That's fine. This is its third week, or I think, out there. So dropping 49%, coming at $22 million. That's pretty good. They're now up to $251 million on a $175 million budget. So that works perfectly. They're doing fine now. War of the Planet of the Apes dropping 62%, down to $20 million, bringing their total to 98 domestically. Yeah, that's not great, guys. That's really not great. The budget was 177. They're fine. They're doing. I mean, they're 150. They're doing okay, but man, that's a big drop off, which is really disappointing. I would like to have more people stayed to see it, but then again, we were all out at San Diego. And coming in fifth was Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets, $17 million this weekend on a $177 million budget. Safe to say that this is a massive bomb. And I told Matt that it was not going to work, but Matt didn't want to believe me. So mega drop off for that there, or mega bomb for that. That's definitely not a good look for Valerian. Again, Valerian's a film that I don't think looks very good, and I don't think most other people think it looked very good. Why some people, Matt, are so excited to see it, I have no idea. But I guess the big standouts here are definitely Dunkirk coming in at number 1 with $50 million. That's mad respect. And Girls Trip did great too, nearly doubling their budget. But so that's what's up. This week we got Atomic Blonde hitting theaters and the Emoji Movie coming out as well. So if we're going to look at our predictions, let's see what we got here. And I'm doing these as we go. This is not pre-thought or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and say Emoji Movie comes in at number 1 because you do not want to count out any sort of animated film. I think it's going to make a good amount of money. We'll keep Dunkirk at number 2 because it did so well. I think enough people will go see it again. Girls Trip will stay in there at number 3, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and say more people are going to go back to War of the Planet of the Apes than Spider-Man. So I think War will come in at number 4 and Spidey will drop to number 5. I think Valerian completely drops out. The lack of money that they made is really going to hurt it. So that's where I'm at on that, guys. We're going to go Emoji Movie at number 1, Dunkirk at number 2, Girls Trip at number 3, War for the Planet of the Apes at number 4, and Spidey at number 5. So that's what we're going there. All right, guys, coming up in the pipeline, what all do we have? I honestly don't know. I can't tell you exactly what we have coming up other than it is what it is. We will eventually get to another Go Home. Again, I'm sorry about not being able to get Go Home Battleground out, seeing as I lost my damn recorder. So that really sucks. But there will be Go Home for SummerSlam right the weekend before that. And then we will also have another episode of Jackass Reviews. The next Jackass Reviews might be on the Dark Tower. If not, we might not see another one until Thor or something around those lines. Maybe Saw. Maybe Jigsaw, which we got a new trailer for that too. That was actually really cool. So perhaps we'll see the one for Jigsaw or Jackass Reviews for Jigsaw. I'm not exactly positive, but we'll definitely wait and see on that. Other than that, you're going to get It Is What It Is every single week. And, we got SCNS tonight. We're talking about our trip to San Diego Comic-Con. That's going to be a lot of fun. As well as What the Force this Friday. I don't know if I'm going to be in the studio for it, but definitely check out Matt. And he's back, as well as Zach is back in there, along with AJ and your boy LA. So definitely check out that. And I think that's all you guys need to check out, other than MPX is going down this weekend. Don't miss out on some great MPX action. Guys, I love being able to sit here and talk to you guys, whether it's on It Is What It Is, or Jackass Reviews, or Go Home, or even Jackass 1, a Star Wars podcast. I love having conversations with you guys right here on the Podbean channel, on all my different podcasts, on the Jackass Nation. And being able to do that has been quite difficult, but I got to thank a lot of you guys for making it a little bit easier on me. And you know how you do that? You do that by working with Amazon, because Amazon has come to me. They've come to the Jackass Nation and they said, hey, we want to help you out. We want to make sure to keep everything on your Podbean channel completely free of charge so that the Jackass Nation can check out all your different shows and not have to pay a single dime to hear your opinions on whatever it is you want to talk about. All you got to do is use this link. And so what this link is that you can find in all the description of every podcast I have, as well as on my Twitter, normally pinned to the top of the profile. Sometimes there's something else there, but I always tweet. I like to tweet it out on Tuesdays around the time I wake up, but it has the link that you click on and it takes you to Amazon. Now what this link does is it just takes you to Amazon. It doesn't take you to like my specific Amazon, it doesn't take you anything else. It just takes you to Amazon. Instead of typing in www.amazon.com, all you do is click this link, maybe even go and bookmark. Once you click the link, then hit that bookmark, and then every time you go to Amazon, use that link, and whenever you buy something, Amazon says, hey, this guy bought it from the Jackass Nation link, therefore, he is a listener of the Jackass Nation. So, let's give a little bit of money back to the podcast channel so that they can continue to provide all of the content free of charge. That's right. Amazon throws back to me just because you clicked on a link and bought from there. It doesn't make anything more expensive. It's still the exact same price as it would be. There's no upcharges or surcharges or hidden fees. It's just Amazon, and they're just saying, this guy's a listener of the Jackass Nation, and they like to use Amazon, so let's give back to the Jackass Nation. Let's make sure everyone continues to get all this content absolutely free of charge. So once again, make sure to click that link in the description of this video or on my Twitter. Also, don't forget all the giveaways that are coming up. You can get the Thor Ragnarok poster by following me on Twitter and sending me, as well as putting it on your story, a snap of why you want the Thor Ragnarok poster. You can do that. You can follow me at RealJackassBC, RealJackassBC. For the Black Panther poster, you need to subscribe to SCNS on YouTube and share tonight's San Diego Comic-Con breakdown episode. Make sure you share it. Make sure you tag me in it, whether you're doing it on Facebook or Twitter. Tag me so that I know that you shared it. That's how you got to enter. You got to subscribe to SCNS, and then you have to share it and tag me in that share. And then there's the Kingsman shirt and spinner, which or a fidget spinner, which all you have to do is retweet the pinned tweet on my profile. It is for Johnny LaQuasto's stand-up comedy album, which is really effing cool. It's absolutely hilarious. I've already heard it. You guys are going to love it. I'm going to try and get him on the show. I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but I'm going to try and get him on here. We'll have to wait and see. But to win all those things, I will announce them next week. Go out there and do it. Snapchat, SCNS Live, and my Twitter. That's how you're going to win these Comic-Con exclusives. So, go ahead and do that. Check it all out. You're going to enjoy it. Alright guys, y'all hear that go home music. I'm going to get up out of here. You know how to hit me up on all the social medias. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at RealJackassBC. That's RealJackassBC. It has been a privilege talking with all you guys. San Diego was a blast. We will see y'all next week. And it is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to It Is What It Is with the Jackass. Follow BC on Twitter at RealJackassBC. Subscribe on Podbean.com to Jackass Nation. And subscribe to the Offshoots Network on iTunes. Views and opinions expressed by BC do not necessarily reflect those of the Offshoots or Podbean. We'll see you next time on It Is What It Is.